turn, we're gonna lose the duel. And we've got to win to save the world. We have to draw it now.
Yes, we must. The heart of the cards will guide us.
Now let's do this.
There is no progress without innovation. Without being innovative, you won't provide new things, new technical things, new perspective. March of '97 is when I enlisted into the United States Navy. I was a jet mechanic and I worked on aircraft engines. My first duty station was the USS Independence, which was an aircraft carrier in Japan, stationed in Japan. Had a great time. I lived in Japan from '97 to 2010. I got to experience a lot of the '90s cars from Japan, and that's what brought me there. It was a great time that I spent in Japan. Loved the people there, loved the culture and the car culture. You go to Daikoku, which is a weekend thing, spectacular cars. I've been there numerous weekends, and that's all you see is top grade cars. As far as my first vehicle that I owned there was a Mazda RX-7, the FD series, twin turbo. I had the 2JZ Supra, I had that for a few years. Sad to say, which it happens to a lot of us, I ended up crashing that car. That led me to my Mitsubishi 3000 GT. I had that for a couple of years. It was time for me to come back to America. And I decided a little while before that, I said, what could I do to be an impact when I go back to America? It's just a lovely vehicle. You'll love it when you see it. You love it to drive it. It's manual. What can you not love about that? This is also a challenge, especially being here where parts are limited or where I have to really outsource, because a lot of my parts come from either Japan or Australia. There's time and patience with that. I love just approaching it, and I just have a love for it and a passion that it just drives me to keep going. And of course, you know, the looks and the talks about it, I have a love for it. It just draws me in.
Everybody asks the same question, like, when is enough enough? You know, and it's an addiction, man. You know, I'm a speed junkie, you know, ever since I was a little kid. Like, my dad used to take us skiing all the time when we were little kids. You know, he's like, oh yeah, go left and right. And me, it was just straight line. You know, when I was in my teenager years, I could not afford it. I mean, something like this, I was dreaming. Back then, there was the E36 M3. That was my dream car. My room was filled with photos of the E36 M3. As the years went on, you know, like a kid, you're always dreaming. Got into your 20s. You get a better and better job. Obviously, I got rid of my Honda Accord. And then it came to the point where it's like, oh, nice, I'm making decent money. Let me get myself a more expensive car. Like anything else, you know, you just buy a more expensive car. And then when I started modifying my first vehicle, I think it was the X6M. We actually like put an exhaust on it, some intakes. That's where it all started. How I met AJ from Autocraft. He's the guy that built this beast. I met him at a car meet. I pulled up with my car, and AJ has an E30 M3, a red one. Beauty. You know, I love what you did with this car. We just started talking, you know? And I was like, AJ, what do you do? We specialize in BMW. We do maintenance, repairs, upgrades. We're here in Long Island. I was like, let me ask you a question. Can you get me upgraded turbos? And he was like, yeah, no problem. So I sort of forgot about it, and AJ was like, you know, he calls me 2 days later. He goes, you still want those turbos? I was like, yeah. He orders them for me. They literally came in 2-3 days later. And that's how the whole sort of story unwinded. Oh my God, yeah. I still remember it like it was today, man. It was basically, we were headed down to Maryland. I remember the day. It was a test and tune. So I lined up, I was like the third car out, and it was just one of those things. There was some moment that I felt was like the car was, I just felt like it was gonna go fast, you know? But with cars, anything can happen. As soon as the car took off and you felt my helmet sort of like my head and hit the back of the seat, and I remember like, you know, telling myself, I was like, damn, that felt good. And the car just started pulling and pulling and pulling. And then when I crossed the line, I looked at my draggy time, and it was showing like a 893. Everything just flashed so fast. I started thinking back where we started, where we are now, how fast the car went. It was sort of like, I couldn't believe it. You know, it was screaming. It was just like, oh my God, it was just a team effort. You know, it was definitely a memorable moment. What it took to get there, the frustrations, the up and downs. We always talk about it. People only see the end result. They never see the struggles. You know, you want to give up, but you don't give up. And, you know, the thing is, if you have the right team behind you, you're going to get there. You know, just don't give up. This is in a league of its own. You know, yeah, there are other cars that are faster, but to me, what we've done with this, what BMW has built, is just simply amazing. That's why I'm just so into this platform. What I tell people is like, when will I stop? Is when I get bored. We keep going faster and the car is performing and performing, and we're just getting faster and faster. So right now I'm having a lot of fun. So we're not stopping anytime soon.